Hello everyone, I'm here in Biel on tour. Tonight I'm going to play the Well-Tempered Clavier here in this wonderful town. If you haven't listened to my recording with the Well-Tempered Clavier by Bach yet, go check it out now. The link is in the description below. But today I would like to talk about the 3 mistakes that beginners do when they learn the piano. The biggest mistake is that beginners tend to play too many pieces at once. They want to play all of the pieces they desire. They want to learn all of them, and they pack their schedule with loads of pieces, and they really don't master each of them. So that is a big problem that I have also observed with some of my mentees, non-professional pianists, that they tend to play too many pieces at the same time, which then leads to a lot of confusion and chaos. You really need, especially in the beginning, you really need to take a lot of care to build a solid foundation, a solid technical foundation, to learn all the skills, the memory, the physical technique, the interpretation, the emotional aspect, and the performance skills, the mindset, all of these things, to build a really solid foundation with a few pieces. Of course, you can change a piece once you have already mastered the previous one, but you should not do too many pieces at once. It's also a tendency that beginners play pieces that are too difficult for them. So it's better to start with a solid foundation and really, learn a few maybe a bit easier pieces than to start with Liszt Sonata or Tchaikovsky Concerto too early. You will at one day come to the point where you can play those pieces, but it takes years of practice, at least a few months, until you get to some more advanced pieces. And you should really take the time and be patient with yourself, still be hardworking, and you can play pieces by those composers, that are a bit easier. Almost every composer wrote some pieces that are not on the most difficult level. So it's possible to still enjoy the music and then, build your foundation step by step. Another mistake that I often observe is that beginner pianists only go for the fun part. So what that means is they don't really face the discomfort of practicing sometimes, meaning that they will just practice the parts that they know already, or the pieces that they know already, and also play the pieces that they only like, and not really go for those exercises that will actually increase their level, that will actually move them forward. Look, if you want to have fun with piano playing, it's important to play the pieces that you want, to do some sight reading, but it's also important to really build that foundation, because once you get better, and once you move forward, and once you get better with the pieces you know, and once you are able to tackle more difficult pieces, you will have more fun and enjoyment with your practice. So it's a two-way street. So on the one hand, you have to play the pieces that you've always wanted to play. On the other hand, you need to also do tasks that are not so comfortable and easy at the moment. For example, some finger exercises, some etudes, or pieces that will help you a lot with development, but may not be the pieces that you really desire to play the most. It's important to always look at the long-term strategy rather than the short-term satisfaction. And that's very important for you if you want to master the piano in the long term, over years or decades, So my job as a mentor, I always see that job always is to keep the desire, to keep the hunger for music in people alive. So it's sometimes more a question of, what do you avoid, what mistakes, like how to not practice, than what to practice. I mean, of course, I have a big and huge skill set of exercises for different levels that will really help you. But more important sometimes is what you actually don't do. Because if you keep doing these mistakes that I've just mentioned, it's very likely that you will lose interest after a few months or years. And that's very sad, because music is one of the most beautiful things that we have on this earth. And I really believe that everyone should do music, everyone should play piano. We shouldn't just consume music passively, but also really actively work on it, because that really enhances our souls. That's really good for our spirit, and that really brings us closer to each other and closer to our own emotions. So it's important to have a long-term strategy that will keep your desire and the hunger for music awake, and therefore you have to practice some exercises that may not be that fun, combining it with some tasks that are more fun. You can even do half an hour, 1 hour every day of sight reading if that's what you enjoy, but you should still set some time apart for the more uncomfortable things to do. Which brings me to the last part, because often, beginners are, stuck in their own mind. They don't really know the solutions, and they go online, they watch some YouTube videos like this, which is great, don't get me wrong, or they will read some books, they go to forums, they go to groups and discuss some of the topics, but most solutions don't come from these sources, because you need good teachers or mentors that will follow you on your path and tell you exactly what you need to do in the right order. The problem nowadays is not information. We can get all the information we want for free on the internet, right? There is really an overload of information. The task is transformation, so that you get the right information in the right time and in the right dose, right? So that you get exactly the information you need, and then go and execute on that plan that is designed for you. So you need a good teacher that sees that perspective, that outer perspective, that big picture that you obviously cannot have as a beginner pianist. You really need that big picture from someone who's very experienced. And it's great. You should keep watching YouTube videos. You should keep reading books, going to forums, etc. But you need a teacher that is really good. May it be someone in your local community, or you can also look for someone online. And of course, I also offer you to apply for a free strategy session, because, it has been shown that people work even better online with music teachers, that they actually improve more. And we have the most modern technologies, that you can imagine, to really improve your playing and move you from A to B. So if that sounds interesting for you, you should apply for a free strategy session with me now, where we really look at your playing and where we really analyze where you are at the moment. Even if you're a complete beginner, that doesn't matter. We'll still analyze your situation for free, and then see how we can move forward from there. The least you get are a few tips from me. The most, we might end up in a collaboration over a few years. That's also great. So it's up to you, but please sign up for the strategy session now to find out if and how I can help you with your piano playing, so that you keep your desire and hunger for the music over a few decades. I wish you many greetings from this great city here. I'm preparing for my recital now. I'm going to go and rehearse a little bit, but not too much, because I want to still be fresh. The Bach Well-Tempered Clavier is a huge mental challenge, so I need to be fresh at night. So I wish you all the best. Don't forget to like and also comment under the video, and we see each other in the next video. Take care.